was going to mow the yard this morning, but I realized it'd probably be more productive procrastination than anything, so I just came into the shop. I'll mow the yard later. This is that window I ordered, already shipped, already arrived. I have not opened the box yet. I hope it's exactly the same as the other windows I have. Anyway, hi! We're going to do bus stuff today. Might want to rethink that phrasing. We're going to work on the bus today, but first I'd like to extend a thank you, since I haven't been doing it a lot recently, to my Patreon supporters. You all have kept me afloat. During these pandemic and global recession times, my ad revenue's fallen off a cliff, which upsets me because, you know, daily videos are supposed to be raking in the cash. Well, that is not the case. So thank you for your continued and unwavering support on Patreon. It's really nice. Also, if you weren't aware, I'm posting these daily videos the night prior. I'm posting them in the morning for the public and the night prior to Patreon followers. So I guess that is incentive. I don't know. These crappy videos slightly early, that's not much of an incentive. Let's go in the bus dungeon and get some work done. Thanks to Patreon supporters. That's all I had to say. All right, first problem to solve. The tripod that the camera's sitting on right now is at its highest height setting, tallest height setting, whatever. And it's not even quite at eye level with me, which is a problem because I want to record the work that I'm going to be doing here. And I want the camera to be like over my head. So I need the tripod to be taller. Now in the past I had the tripod for the camera sitting on a little rolly table that I had right about here. But I have since taken that rolly table out of here, moved it into the wood shop and screwed a couple miter saws to it. So that's not gonna be an option today. I have a couple more of those little tables. One second. This is the other table with wheels on it. Now there is another table in the main shop, has no wheels on it. So I think I'm gonna drag that one in here, put it on dollies or something, transfer all of this stuff here. I just had it set up in the bus dungeon here for a temporary work table. Transfer all this stuff here off of the rolly table, put it onto the less rolly table, and then reclaim this rolly table as a tripod stand. So you all can see what I'm doing at a proper height. Also, I think I might try to put a studio light next to it so that my work area isn't completely dark since this building is abysmally lit. Yeah, let's do that now. All right, can I fit the platform dolly over this? Under this? This is my old presentation table. I think we can all agree that my new one is quite a bit of an upgrade. I just slapped this one together using materials I had on hand. This is an old IKEA countertop, or half of an old IKEA countertop. You can see the particle board on that end. Again, that I got from my last job, because I get everything for free from my last job. These restaurant-style booths over here, those are for my last job. The steel posts underneath my new presentation workbench, those are for my last job. Just give stuff away to me. It's great. I even have you can't see it right now, but there's a big old conference table behind the truck camper over there in the corner, and the top for that was glass. So I have a 10-foot long sheet of glass now that I can play with. It's probably just going to sit in the corner unused for a while until I figure out what to do with it, but I have it, so that's pretty cool. You know, I would do something about the lighting in this shop, but I just never intended for this building to be used as workshop space. It was only supposed to be, well, there's a tight reach sticker that I'll never reclaim. It was only supposed to be storage space. And for storage, the lighting in here is perfectly adequate. It's just, I'm using this building for its unintended purpose. When the bus is out of here, which I suspect will be a while, when the bus is out of here, I can use this as storage space again. Put cars in here instead of a bus that I'm working on. All right, I gotta get everything moved onto this table now. I bet you never noticed my affinity for Ryobi products. Probably wasn't apparent at all. My respirator is full of metal chips. That's unsavory. I also got these camera counterweights for my last job. I think they're used for like shoulder mounts or something as a counterbalance. Weights are always useful to have around the shop, so I just keep them around. I have like 4 of them. One of these is the base of my little stick person that I use to set the focus on my camera. Hey! Oh no. I got the table rolled into position now. I just have it sitting on top of this stack of ceiling panels that came out of the bus. And the tripod's too wide for the table, so I have this little scrap of steel here that the camera tripod is sitting on top of, and I got this little camera weight here to, you know, smash it down, keep this from just flipping off the table. So there we go, that's that set up. And set up some studio lights and get in the bus. So some of these vertical channels here, like right here, had box section welded into the middle of it from the factory. It looked like it was provided for reinforcement, but it's only on the front 2 vertical channels, and I was wondering what that could be reinforcing, because the channel's strong enough on its own to lift the top of the bus up. I didn't understand that. But I think I figured it out this morning, because these box sections are welded in right where the horizontal bits meet up. So there's one here, and there's one here. There was a horizontal bar here welded to the side of it. And I think that's to resist compression and tension from these horizontal members here. This part is right over the wheel. So if it's an open channel, those horizontal bars can just push and pull the channel open. But with this box section in, it's going to be a lot more rigid. So I think that's why they welded those box sections in place. Now, I would worry about that for over here, because there's no box section here. And if I'm going to put a window here, then this would be a little bit looser, and I would put some box section in here, but the angle iron I'm going to add, I think, will provide enough resistance, enough structural integrity on its own. Here's the steel angle that I got to frame out the windows. By the way, if it seems like I'm out of breath in my talking, I kind of am. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm fat. I was originally thinking that I would put it like this, but I think it's going to be too hard to carve out the metal to take the profile of this aluminum angle. So I'm going to put it in the other way, like this, and carve this down. This is 1.5 by 1.5. I'll carve this down by 1.5 so it can just sit directly on top of that. I'll weld it in place, and on the ends here, it will just weld on the edge of the flange, on the end of the flange, and then on the inside I'll weld up a little piece of scrap steel to give it just a little more structural integrity. But first of all, I need to cut all of these all these steel iron angle pieces down to length. I've got this stick here, and it's cut to the length I need. Since I don't have a proper miter station set up with stop blocks and everything, I'll just use this stick as a guide. And by the way, have I mentioned how much I love this Evolution miter saw, but only for cutting steel? Hence why I have 2 miter saws, because this thing is crap at cutting wood. It is just not accurate enough. And what drives me nuts is that after I bought this thing, I bought it for like $270, they jacked the price way up. Last time I looked, it was $440. This thing is built way too cheaply to be that expensive. For one thing, the fence on it isn't even straight. And it came out of the box with loose rails that I had to adjust myself, and everything was out of alignment. It's kind of crap for cutting steel, or cutting wood, but for cutting steel, after you get the proper steel cutting blade on it, good to go. Go! Way better than an abrasive chop saw. Way better than that. More expensive too, but way better. All right, since I'm going to put these horizontal window frame surrounds like this instead of having a brain fart here, instead of like this, I need to cut 2 more inches out of this and this. Same over here. Not much left here. Oh no, not 2 inches, 1.5 inches, enough to clear this. There's only 2 inches sticking down here, so I'm basically just going to be left with a 1/2 inch nub in here that I'll weld to. Yeah. Hey, I got a new reciprocating saw blade. It's made by Yellow brand. By the way, I did reach out to Ryobi to see if they wanted to sponsor me, and they said they weren't accepting new sponsors at this time, which saddened me. Could have also been a lie, but I don't know. I donned the welding jacket, which only means one thing. I'm now wearing a welding jacket. I'll get that better from the other side. It's tacked in place for now. Now, the window frames are not fully welded in place. They're only just tacked in place so I can get the positioning right, and I'm going to add some verticals here, and they're nowhere near done, but I just wanted to put the windows in place to see what they look like, and I like it. I like it a lot. Now, unfortunately, that's all I have time for today. I didn't get nearly as much done today as I expected to, so I'll see you not tomorrow. I'll see you Monday.